Welcome, greetings, and salutations to a new video. In today's video, I will be dabbling in the bleach art or something that to do with bleach at least. I did some digital drawings, trying to plan out certain things, so I'm gonna quickly show you guys that, and then we will be making some stencils, I guess, to just make sure certain things are the same size. So to start this project off, I just imported some pictures as a reference and just started drawing the idea that I had in my head. Now this idea does change a little bit. In compared to this drawing and the main idea that I had was to play with bleach, that will change completely because of something I did not test. As you saw, there is a heart on the back side of the jacket, and to make sure that the heart is the same size, I will be cutting it out of cardboard and using that as a measurement. So I'm gonna quickly just draw out a very simple heart with the puzzle connecting piece thingy as well, and then I will cut it out and then I will be back with you guys. And these are now cut out. So I am gonna take these and the two jackets, and I am just gonna take those digital drawings and slap them onto the jackets and try and get most of the shapes like drawn, and just to make sure that I don't make too many mistakes when I start using the bleach. As you can see, it's more or less drawn onto this. I still need to add like the wobbly lines into this one, but the basic lines are, here onto this jacket. And now I'm gonna go onto the other jacket, but before I do that, I actually want to add some cardboard under this, because I am very afraid that when I start to add the bleach and stuff, that I will forget to put in a cardboard. So before I forget, I'm gonna do that now. It will kind of help me drawing onto this, because it wouldn't be able to do this and everything. So I'm gonna quickly cut up some cardboard and place it into the jacket, and I might do one of the arms. Okay, rather than using a cardboard piece, I am right now using wood, so that's actually a bit better because cardboard has those little lines and this one does not have it. So I'm gonna quickly draw in the little wobbly lines, and then I think we'll move on to the next jacket, or top, or whatever you call it. On this jacket, I added wobbly lines, and on the other jacket, I added straight lines and kind of electrical lines around the heart, because these jackets are going to be couple jackets. This jacket is also, at least its back is done. And this is the other jacket. It's not the one of the flowers. This is the one with the little stripes and stuff. And I'm now gonna start with the bleach. And I've been kind of just sitting here staring at it because I am just a little tiny bit scared of starting this project. And it's mostly because, bleach is kind of permanent and you can't fix it in any way, shape or form. So I'm a bit terrified of making a mistake, but I do hope if I make a mistake that I can hide it somehow. But I'm gonna start, and I'm just going to start with this brush. I did also test out different tools and stuff, and this is just like a tasting place where I tested everything. And this one is the brush, and then these are like the stick thing. And that's just kind of what I did. I just tasted a few things to see like what could happen. And now I'm gonna start with this. I am very upset and a bit frustrated right now because I didn't make a mistake or anything with the bleach. You might not be able to like see a difference much because this is polyester and apparently bleach does nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, with polyester. So bleach will not show up even though like this yellow is just like this. It's used to like learn, you know, to mark out things, and I'm a bit mad right now because the bleach didn't work and it caused a bit of struggle because some of the lines that was here as guidelines is now gone. But that's just how life works, you know. Things don't always go your way, and this was one of those things. So I have to scrap everything and start a new plan. Luckily, this can still work, but my mother did give me an idea. Rather than using bleach, I'm going to hand stitch or embroider, or whatever you would call it, some things with this. I am going to use different colors, but I am going to start with gray. Honestly, it's a good depiction of how I'm feeling right now. So rather than doing bleach, I can put all of those stuff away and slide it aside and bring in a few other stuff like yarn and needles and finger paint, and just try and do this with those stuff. Okay, so I just took a moment to do a bit of research on the different stitches I can do, and I watched a video by Cutesy Craft, her 13 hand embroidery stitches for beginners, and I'm going to use the stem stitch for the outline of the heart. Okay, so it seems that the person starts literally just from the underside and goes up like this, and then she makes a longer than usual stitch, which I'm just gonna make it like that, and then she doesn't go completely through, it seems, and she kind of then goes into the middle of this, or between these two, and if I can feel where I am, there, and then she just goes completely through. Okay, then it seems that she pulls this through completely and then does a smaller stitch length and takes that and pulls it through the hole that you did previously, so it would be like that. And I do remember this from the video that I should always come out this way and not that way of the yarn. I think that's correct. I think, although I might have had to move a bit more into the middle, but as you can see, that's kind of how it's going to look. I'm gonna do probably till like here, and then I will be back with you guys to see if I am even doing this correctly. As you can see, this is kind of the effect that the things are making. It is a bit wonky, and the camera does not do it justice, even a little bit. But so far, this is quite a relaxing thing to do, and it looks a lot better than I thought it was going to look. But I'm literally just gonna continue doing exactly what I've been doing for probably the past 10 minutes. So at least I think I might be able to finish it tonight, at least the outline of the heart. And then I could probably continue with the inside and like the outside parts tomorrow. I did once get a bit confused of what I was supposed to do next, but luckily it's a very easy stitch, so it's quite easy to fix as well. And I've been thinking for a while of like the bleach not working, and honestly I'm kind of happy that it didn't work, because to fix this is a lot easier than to fix bleach. So at least this could be easier to fix. If I make a mistake, it's a lot easier to fix than it would be able, or I actually wouldn't be able to fix bleach. I would just have to work with it. So this is a lot easier to work with. I might not even record me doing the other parts of the hood, since it's kind of the same process again over and over and over. So I might not even record the other parts. I think I'm just gonna finish the outline of the heart, and then I might continue with the other jacket or the other hoodie. I might do it tonight, but the other hoodie is literally just going to be the same process as this one. At least the outline of the heart will be. The inside and the other stuff will be different. As you can see, it came out a lot better than I thought it would. The stitches and stuff is holding, at least. It is a bit like, I don't know what you call that, flaky almost. But at least this one is done. The other one I haven't started yet. I was way too tired last night, so I'm rather gonna still work on this. Next, I'm gonna do parts of the lightning, and I'm just gonna make that a normal stitch where you go in and out. So I'm gonna do one and then see how it looks, because I do want to try doing stitches like bigger, and then as they go on, the space between the stitches become more, so it seems like they're blending into, I don't know, air. So I do want to try that, and I am going to do maybe like a small one to see if I can do even something like that. Voila! As you can see, this is kind of what I meant with it. It's kind of blending out into the jacket or the top or whatever, and I think I'm gonna go with this and use it for all the other parts. As you can see, some of it is kind of, it's hard to see because me going like this or working here and touching it has made it disappear a bit. But I'm gonna do this all over, and the other side is kind of just a bit horrific. This side, it's like this part is a bit weird, but I didn't want to tie too much knots everywhere, otherwise it would be a bit uncomfortable to wear. So I am gonna waste a bit of yarn, but I think it's better than making too much of like this. I tried to record the process of me making these kind of like lightning bolts, but I move around a lot when I do like this embroidery stuff, and I realized that when I started editing this video. So I'm trying kind of to show you the process of how I make the blending out effect that I try to do, but it is a bit hard to see because I keep moving away or out of frame, or just moving the fabric too much. Doing the electrical lightning bolts was a lot faster than doing the outline of the heart, because of the stitch that I used being a lot more simpler. As you can see, this is now done, and the blending idea that I had with the thread did kind of work, and it came out a lot better than I thought it would. And I'm loving it so far with this kind of stitch and this one. And now it's for the inside of the heart, and I am going to do that with this color of wool. It is a bit thicker, but I'm hoping that that wouldn't like make this look strange. I'm hoping that would look actually a bit better with the thicker yarn. And I am going to do a chain stitch. Now, as you can see, some of the lines, because of me working here, these lines are all a bit like rubbed out, and there are a few that I can still see. So I'm gonna do those that I can see in the chain stitch, and then I'll just do it bit by bit. It seems she brings her needle through, and then if I can get it through, there we go. She brings her needle through and the yarn and everything, and then she goes back through the same hole she came through. She goes through the loop. It will look like that. You can see it kind of makes like a chain, and I'm hoping the thickness of that is a bit in contrast with this, because this isn't very thick, and I want this to be a bit thicker. So I'm gonna finish this, and then I'll be back with you guys to show you how it looks. And here is the chain stitch of at least one done. I quite like how thick it is compared to this one. You can see it's like substantially thicker, and I am glad because I want this to look a bit different than all the other stuff here. And the stuff on the outside and the outline is very thin and dainty, and I want the inside stuff to be a bit thicker. So I'm glad that this thickness of wool and the chain stitch make it look a lot thicker and bulkier. And now I'm just gonna go on and do this piece by piece. And of course, I want to try and keep the lines quite straight, but I do want to add like little circles here and there, and I will do that at the end when all of the lines are added in where there are bigger spaces open, like for example here. Then I will try and add circles with this thicker yarn and see how it looks. As you can see, this is quite a bit thicker than this, and I'm so far liking the effect that it's giving to the jacket, and now I just need to continue with all of this. But like I said, I am liking how it is coming out. So I am done completely with the back. I added a few red dots with the French knot, and just to give it a bit of color, and I think I am done. I don't want to do too much of anything on the back, since there is such thing as too much, and I do want to finish this before the end of this week. So I am gonna start on the front, but this is how the back looks. I really love this part, and I'm glad how this came out, and this one, and the middle as well. And it's very textured, and you can see it's a lot thicker than this, but I like how it came out. And now it's time to begin with the front. So I drew the bottle on the jacket, and now I'm just going to use the chain stitch, which is the same as this one, which I used on the back side and the inside of the heart. I'm gonna use that one for the, well, this. So with a big struggle, I threaded the yarn through the needle and started the chain stitch that was supposed to go around the bottle. And I did make one mistake at the opening of the bottle. I kind of did the wrong thing, but luckily it's not that noticeable. And the bottle is done. And now I am going to take the grey yarn that I used on the back side and a stem stitch, and I am going to fill in this line and this one and then a circle, but I am going to make the circle a little bit bigger just so that the words that I'm going to write inside of it could be a bit bigger and a bit easier to read. And the sticker part is done, and now I'm just gonna quickly sketch out the words where I want to place them, and then I will go in with the red just to, give it a bit more color, and also to kind of make it look similar to the other jacket that I'm going to do in another video, because this has taken me long enough already. So I quickly sketched all the words that I wanted to write on this bottle, and then I started with the red yarn and just literally went over the words and then just the name of the brand of alcohol that this bottle is supposed to be. I did decide to do a stem stitch for all of the words, specifically because it is a little bit thinner than the other stitch. So I did all of the inside of the bottle, and then I also did some electrical parts around the bottle just to give it something over here, since it seemed a bit bare and naked. So now, drumroll please, it is time to do this part, which is the last thing that I'm going to do. It is the branas that I'm going to write over here in this pen, and then I will start with a darker brown. I think I'm going to use the stem stitch again for the words. After resketching this thing, and only this, for 3 times, and you can probably see like here it's a bit, you can see like shadow lines, I am done. I am just, this will have to do. It looks okay. I'm happy with how it looks and like the droplets and stuff. I'm just gonna go with this and just hope it looks good in the end. But I am tired of drawing this over and over and over. Even the pencil is getting a bit tired. I use like a lot of it just to resketch it to get to this point where I'm happy with how it looks. So I'm finally, after literally probably 2 hours of trying to get everything right, after like the second time of redrawing it, I cut out like letters and stuff, and then I placed them in places where I thought it would look good, and then just rearrange them till I got to this point. And now, finally, I'm happy how it looks. And I'm going to start with the brown yarn. I'm not going to record most of this because I'm just going to use like the chain stitch which I used on the bottle and on the back side of the jacket as well. So I finished the S, and so far it's going pretty okay. I do not want to jinx it, but it is currently 17 minutes over 8, so this took me more or less 30 minutes to do this letter. So by the time I finish all of this, it's probably going to be, let's say it's going to be 12 o'clock, more or less. So I guess I'm going to do an all-nighter to finish this. And I worked pretty late on this, and I'm glad that it's finally done. I worked till 2 in the morning and then just went to bed, and now it is a new day and I can finally look at this with very tired eyes. And because I looked so long at this and everything and worked on it for a very long time and didn't take many rests. I only see mistakes, but I'm not gonna remove all of it. I'm actually not gonna remove any of it. I am just going to use this, which is literally just this yarn but divided in two. So it's a bit thinner than this, and I'm just gonna add it places where there would be shinies of water, like here and down here, as you can see, like here, and a few in the letters, and then I am finally done with this project. Finally. This wool, which is like the lighter brown, has added quite a lot to this, and in my opinion it looks a lot better than what it looked before. And this, it's like a little, just like small details, but it does look better with the lighter brown than just the darker brown and nothing else. So I'm glad how it turned out. And now this project is done. Before I do the outro, I just wanted to show you the other jacket, and I did draw it digitally as well to just plan it out, and I didn't really record me doing anything on it because it was basically the same thing than what I just did, just in different forms, like rather than being a glass bottle, it was a Coke bottle and so on. But the idea kind of still stayed the same. As you can see, it came out pretty good, and in this light, it's not the best light and it's quite rainy outside, so yeah. But it came out pretty well, and I love how the bottle details came out, and the back is, I think, my favorite part, like the heart and everything. And yeah, I love how this project came out. It was quite a struggle, and one thing about the brown is I have none of it left, so hopefully this is enough and hopefully it can stay like this, but I think it will, because I love it and I love how it looks, and I hope the person loves it as well. It is quite strange, but the other jacket kind of, you know, goes together and they look better together, I hope. I haven't shotted the other one yet, but I hope that they will look good together. But this one is done. What do you guys think about the jacket? It is very plain. I'm not going to do anything else anywhere on a jacket. It's just going to stay mostly black because the back is quite a lot. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video or didn't enjoy the video, please tell me in the comments why or why not. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and remember to take care of yourself, rest, and to drink water. See you guys in the next video.